Hey guys, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Andrew Gibbs and I'm number 14 in these radio controlled DF65 yacht races. What we're going to do is have a look at some of the tactical moves. We're going to carry on from Mike Jeffrey's previous videos related to tactics, but in these videos we're going to actually look at races from Sunday the 12th of November, the Interclub Series between a number of clubs in southeast Queensland. In particular, we're going to have a look and compare some of the things 14 did compared to 52. Now 52, Mike Jeffries, he's the national champion, he's a very good sailor, and in fact in this regatta he absolutely smashed everybody. 14, that's my boat. I was a menace. I made a lot of mistakes. I collided with a lot of boats. A lot of it was my own fault, causing penalties for myself and also disrupting somebody else's race. Not great, and also failing to avoid collisions as well, almost as important as failing to cause collisions. So we're going to have a look at 14, 52, and we're also going to keep an eye on 329. Now 52 won the regatta, 329 was second, 14 was miles behind in third, but a long way behind on points. And as I said before, an absolute menace. We're going to have a look at some of the collisions, some of the tactics, and things to avoid. Hopefully you can learn from some of my mistakes. So we're going in for a start. Let's resume the video. Now, coming in for a start, you can see my mouse cursor here. I'm going to be pointing at different boats with it, so do keep an eye on it. Now, 14's out the back here. We've got a favoured port start, but 14's caught behind too many boats. 52 is a bit further inside. He's slowed down in order to get a lane. 53 shot up. There we go, pointing up on starboard. 52's coming up. Now, 52's in what's called a lane. Now, a lane is clear air where there's no boats in front of him. 14's behind 224 and 43, so not ideal. He does eventually get a lane through here by bearing away slightly, but still in 43's dirty air. 52, as you can see, has flown up the course. Great boat speed, pretty fast sailing, and is out in front at the current time. We're coming into the top mark. Now, it'll be interesting to see. We've got a gate for the top marks, and there's a bit of favouritism on one side of the course. We'll look at that shortly, but 52 has tacked on port and then has a bit of a lift there coming into the far mark. This one here, tacked around now, was in front but has chosen the wrong side of the course. Here's 329. Now 14 thought he had an overlap, 329 didn't, and 14 had to give way to 329 around the mark, give buoy room. There was a collision, had to sail around the outside. Not ideal when you do a wide mark rounding. 329's doing a penalty for hitting the mark, but as you can see, no pressure out to the right, and a lot of boats sailing behind 14. So 14 really needed to find a lane, but is getting the wind blocked from both the boats behind and a lack of pressure on that side. So let's go further up. So further up the race course now, we got 446 on the left, got 52 on the right, out of the screen. There he is there, just going around to the right. But in particular, we're going to look for 329 on this. Now, I think 329 329's gone. He's tacked very quickly onto a port tack. 14 was around before 329, but unfortunately has got stuck on some weed. Was stuck behind 53, and 53 has picked up some weed and is having a real problem getting off. 14's managed to sail backwards to get off the weed. 53 stuck on. Now, if you do get stuck on some weed, in this case it was a palm frond, not much weed in this lake at all, a few palm fronds, not much, but 53 really needs to let his sails out, stall his boat and drift backwards to get off that weed, and it takes too long to do that, so 53 finishes last. It's pretty much race over for 14 as well, being pushed right out to the left where there's no pressure, and then having to come back in on a header. It's got a lift now, but comes back on a header and is pretty much out of it. So let's go back to the start. In fact, here's 14. We'll just keep an eye on 14 running up to the left, and I'll just show you what I mean. 329 tacked early and came down the inside here, and I think we're just going up to 329 now. Will come into shot. There he is. So he's back, come back on port. He's now on starboard, coming on a lift. 14 actually looks pretty good here. Has a nice lift on port and is coming in nicely, but 329, big lift on starboard. 14's now out of it, coming back in on a header. And here comes 52. You'll see 52 has lost the place and chooses the far mark again in that soft side. So tactically, I mean, Mike before this race said I'm going to stick to the closer side of the course, you can see in the video, and stay away from that. Didn't follow his plan and has chosen the side with the lighter wind, and now in fact he's got a whole bunch of boats behind him taking his wind and of course no pressure. Whereas look at the boats on the closer side here, they are going much faster than the boats on the far side. So this side of the course, the closer side, is the right hand side of the course, the far side is the left hand side of the course. Now here's 329. 329's managed to get himself in first after doing a penalty, so he's done pretty well. Here you can see 52. 52 is drifting back towards the top mark. Looks like it's going to choose the right hand side again. Here's 329 choosing the left hand mark, which is the right hand side of the course, coming back upwind. 52 Mike choosing the left hand side of the course, going around the right hand mark. Here's 329 back in view. Here's 52. You can see 52 has lost a lot of ground by choosing the wrong side of the course. So it's important to have a plan before you sail and select what side of the course to sail on. Coming up to a finish, you can see 329 just leading, 58 in second. Here's 917. In fact, one of these boats didn't finish on it. So here's 52 now. 52 coming in fast to the finish, comes in fourth, but gave up that lead. 14 finished in 12th place after getting caught on that weed, so not worth registering. So let's have a look at race 2 in the next video.